Vast areas of China have experienced some of the worst air pollution in decades, possibly ever. China's official state broadcaster, CCTV, broadcast this map last Monday showing areas where pollution is at dangerous levels. In some provinces, pollution levels were 30 times above what the World Health Organization considers to be safe. These are two satellite photos of the Beijing-Tianjin area. The first was taken on a relatively clear day on January 3rd. The second was taken only 12 days later. Tens of millions of people were trying to breathe under that cloud of smog. Many of them were wearing gauze or cloth masks to try to protect their lungs, but hospitals are reporting a big jump in patients complaining of respiratory problems. Chinese media jumped all over this story. A number of reports and editorials call for change in economic policies and greater public participation in solving environmental problems. One expert on climate change and energy is Zhou Rong, who worked for Greenpeace China. She joins us from Beijing on Skype. Rong, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
So what's the air out there like today?
Well, today, because it's windy and it's also blue sky, we see the air quality index is around 150 to 200. Comparing to last weekend, certain points of Beijing suburban area already reached like 950 readings. So today is much better, and I feel much safer to go out and ride bicycle, yes.
Now, the pollution last week was considered to be the worst in Beijing's history. How did it get to that point?
Yeah, one of the reasons is this winter is much colder than the last 10 years. So we are burning more coal and other fuel to keep warm for heating. And at the same time, because the weather pattern is very stable, so which make all the pollutants accumulated to the ground and reach the highest in the records. That's the main reason.
Now, the Chinese government says that it wants to clean up the air. Assuming that they're serious, how long would doing something like that take in a city the size of Beijing?
Well, since Beijing is already very polluted, like they are exceed the national standard, like more than maybe 40%. So it's more hard for Beijing to clean up. And according to the officials, according to the Beijing government timeline, they will need like 20 years to get clean air, which means we could achieve the national standard by 2030, which is a little bit disappointing for citizens in Beijing.
You have to wait 20 years for clean air. Now,
yeah.
The government itself has taken some initial steps towards addressing this issue. So, last year they started publicizing the air quality in many Chinese cities following a public outcry over pollution. Do you think that this past week will lead to real changes by the government, or at least accelerate the pace of change in terms of how it deals with industrial and car pollution?
I think the China government do make a great progress on information disclosure. And for last week's heavy polluted days, they not only admitted that we have very heavy air pollution, but also sending warning signals to public, like trying to stay indoors, not go out, and also warn for the schools to avoid the outdoor exercise for children. And at the same time, they also take some emergency measures like cutting local pollutions. But it's not enough, like only Beijing City do the pollution control. According to the Beijing City's plan, that they will cutting coal burning to half in the next 5 years. But still, the neighboring province and cities like Hebei and Tianjin, which is at the same polluted level this weekend, they will continue to burning coal, maybe 30% in the next 5 years. That will be put a big threat on the Beijing city.
Zhou Rong is with Greenpeace China. You can learn more about her on our experts page.
Now on U.S. airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.